I was getting into FPV, the DJI V2 goggles came out. And these were the first time that I spent some real money, I guess, on something. I got them brand new on Amazon. It said they'd be $700, and by the time they got here, they ended up being $900. And that really put a sore taste in my mouth. I didn't ever want to do that again, and I kind of regretted it, even though it was amazing. Like the first time you put on a pair of goggles like these, if you all you fly it as analog, and then you see like an HD screen, it looks so cool, and you were hooked. Do you remember that? I spent a whole summer flying Vistas, and I broke like 10 of them. And one of the things that I hated the most about it is that, Avery, please do that in the bathroom. Don't brush your teeth in the kitchen. One time I'm trying to make a video. Okay. I make videos all the time, but you know what I mean. The thing that I found kept happening with Vista was I'd hit things, and I didn't even see myself hit those things. And then I had a broken Vista, another broken camera, another cracked disc. Everything was pretty big and heavy, and it got hot. But it was cool. It looked nice. After breaking like 10 Vistas, I decided I'm going back to analog, and I fell in love with analog all over again. It was weird because before flying Vista, analog never really worked for me, but then after breaking so many Vistas, I went back to analog, and it was wonderful. I got HD0, disappointed in that. I have a whole video coming about my disappointment with that. I saw everyone reviewing the Caddx units with the Protos full kit, and I was just like, yeah, no. But then as soon as I saw that there was a VTX that was going to be like $40, and this, I reached out to Caddx, and I was like, people are looking at this toy drone that doesn't perform well. Let me build something. Let me put it in my quad and actually show people what it can do. Caddx was nice enough to give it to me, and I appreciate that. I made a nice video going through the whole system, how to set it up, everything about it. Got an hour-long video you can enjoy. I'll link it at the end of this one. But that was like about, I don't know, a while ago. And I have to say that Caddx has actually listened. You know, they've kept making newer firmware, kept making it better. And after making that review, I just went back to flying analog because I am happy flying analog. But there's new stuff coming out, and it's really exciting. We're going to be showing you it and covering it. But before that, I wanted to kind of go back, put the newest firmware, and see how everything works. When it comes to my little 1S Ascent, whoop, it never really worked that well. And with the new firmware, it's freezing, so I don't know if it's just the combination of stuff. I have a feeling that it just wants a bit more power than 1S, so I think if I built a 2S, it would be fine. I was curious, like maybe it's the new firmware or something, it's worse. I put the new firmware on this, and oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And I have my settings kind of tuned down. I don't try to fly at 1080, I fly at 720. So I'm trying to fly with like all the settings tuned down as much as I can to get the least amount of latency, the most performance out of it without the best visuals. Same thing with DJI too. You know, if you sacrifice on the visuals, you can get better flight performance, and I just want to get the best flight performance I can out of it. When I flew it today, I was like, when I first flew it the first time, and you can see in the breakdown, like it was nice, and I felt like it felt almost like a Vista. It was like not as good as a Vista, but it kind of felt like that. And you can't feel bad about that when you have a $40 VTX that comes with a camera and this. So you can get basically the VTX with the camera and this for $260 right now. But there's new stuff coming, so wait for that maybe. When I went out and flew it today, I was like, this is better than the Vista. It actually felt better than the Vista, which is amazing. Because this is only a 200 milliwatt VTX. Well, my DSLR failed me, so Voiceover. So far what you've been seeing is one of two flights. So I just thought I'd show you the two flights after updating the firmware. And yeah, this is 200 milliwatts and I'm all the way down over there. I flew behind myself, and now it's actually kind of scaring me how much it doesn't seem to like blur. I think as it gets further, the latency gets worse, but I kind of like on some maybe the older firmware how the bars came when you went too far, and I didn't really get to test that or see that happening. Everything kind of just worked. This is behind me. I felt like the inputs were like smoother. Like I don't feel so detached from it, and I'm sensitive to latency, so I don't like it, which is why I haven't part of me is just tempted to switch over to this system from analog, but it still scares me a bit. I'm traumatized from HD0. And with HD0, you don't have the latency, right? But you just don't have the trust. You can't trust it. Like, am I going to be able to see when I go on the other side of this wall, or what the heck's going to happen, right? So here are basically just two flights, and look at the flight time. We got like 5-minute flight times, just like light freestyle. But this is also the Crux 35 V1, so like one of my first Cruxes put onto the discus frame. And even if you saw the footage from before, this to me looks better than the Vista. It's more solid. For 40 bucks, you were paying like $200 to get a Vista and a decent camera, probably even more if you got one of the good cameras. And like, this is such a nano camera and it looks pretty good, and I'm not using it at its best setting. I'm using it at 720p. So enjoy this flight. I didn't cut it or anything. I just wanted to show you like the full flights, and then we have a really fun one coming up right after this. Got a little nighttime car penetrating through the car while driving, which you know I like to do, and it handled it really good. Mind you, it is clearer during the day than it is at night, but even at night, I think that it has like a bumped ISO, which makes it more sensitive to lights. So like, see, at nighttime, and it still looks like I can see everything fine, and it's pretty dark. Enjoy, subscribe, smash the like button. Let me know what you think about the Ascent system. Honestly, like with this update, it's a lot smoother. I feel connected decently enough that I don't feel when I'm doing this as sketchy as I would feel at other times. Like I feel pretty good on it. Really good value, I think. If you're already flying on analog, I'd suggest getting the new VRX when it comes out. It's gonna have 120 frames per second, which your goggles won't be able to do probably anyways. But I'm sure that that's gonna like take us to the next level, because here on these goggles, they look great for $200 goggles, but they're limited to 60 frames per second. Now, if you are just getting into FPV and you don't have goggles yet, or you don't have anything, and you're thinking about maybe considering this as your first system, I can recommend it. Like 260 bucks, getting all your VTXs for like 40 bucks. It's pretty darn good. It's pretty flyable. Yeah. But if you already have some goggles that have HDMI inputs, then you might as well probably go with the VRX. If the new one's out when you see this, or check out the links below. I'm so bad at doing this, but yeah, you use the links. I have a lot of affiliate links there, so if you get anything and you use my links, it helps me out, and it tells the company that I'm worth giving more products to test. At the same time, I only make content about things I actually enjoy, and this really impressed me enough to get this video up for you. So, Ascent, they're getting exciting.